Hey, I'm Max Scholpp. I'm a DJ and producer based in Cologne, and welcome to my studio. Today I would like to show you how I integrate my Eurorack into my live set and hopefully give you some approaches to build a hybrid setup with Eurorack synthesizer and Ableton Live. The way I approach my live set is a hybrid setup. So I'll use my modular rack as well as a prepared live set in Ableton. And I'll always switch in between them or resample Ableton into my modular. I love Eurorack because it's kind of like a controlled chaos. I love the idea that you build a system. In this system, everything can happen. I love the idea of giving control to the modular and just being kind of like a conductor. So you define the borders or you design a system which the rack is capable of. And yeah, everything can happen in between because you don't play a modular like you would play keyboard. It's rather like a dialogue. You're always on the edge. You're not 100% certain what's going to happen. And on the other hand, that's the reason why I like to have a prepared live set in Ableton. So if everything goes down south, I got a fader and I got a kind of a rescue plan. A big aspect of this live set was resampling Ableton back into my modular rig. I did this by simply routing my output of the interface back into a granular sampler I got here. It's the ARPA by Instro, which is a super lovely granular sampler. Highly recommended. For the outro track of my set, resampled the arpeggio and the intro, which is also the main element, into the ARPA. You can scan through the recording of the playback, and it gives you really nice, unpredictable alteration of the prepared sounds. I would fiddle around with it for a bit until I feel like, all right, now it's time to bring in the playback, and then I'll simply trigger the playback in Ableton and fade it in. And I also got the possibility to affect the ARPA with, for example, with the Rainmaker. In this case, now it got a really, really long reverb in it, so I can really wash the signal. Also, I have the possibility to filter it. And what you're now hearing is the combination of the ARPA and the playback. And then I will slowly fade in the other elements to introduce the whole composition. And I also got the possibilities of effects in Ableton, which is super handy. Everything is clocked via Ableton, so I got the possibility to change the BPM on the spot. The whole rack is clocked via the mutant brain. Down here we got like the resample, modulating, affecting section, and up here rhythm section, which is more or less designed to improvise and add some percussive elements or solely play percussive elements. The way I approach it is by using the circadian rhythm as a sequencer for my main drum elements, and I combine it with the Varigate 4+, which gives me also the possibility of probable gates, which is quite handy to give some variation to the quite static patterns. And there's not a lot of synthesis going on, rather than using pre-designed synth voices, for example, like the mod bass, which is doing the kick drum, Plonk doing various percussive and melody stuff. It gives me a lot of possibilities to fiddle around and see where it takes me.